Hello. Wanting to talk to you again about my favourite subject, subconscious programming. It's such a big deal, and I think always, no matter what you know about it, it's always good to have a revisit and to find out a little bit more about it, or more about how it's affecting you now, and have a bigger, better understanding of the importance of connecting to your subconscious programming. Subconscious, of course, means that it's that stuff that's going on that you probably are not aware of. You might know that there's something going on because things aren't working out the way that you planned or wanted, and there will be a repeat pattern going on, and you're like, wow, that's happening again. Why is that? Well, it's because there's something going on in your subconscious which is working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if that programming that you have is negative, that is going to continue to work, and it will continue to expand until you discover what it is, get to grips with it, and change it. So don't think of the subconscious as negative. We have positive subconscious programming as well as the negative, but most people don't talk about the positive. We just let it be there. It's the negative stuff that gets in the way, right? And that's what we need to change. And that means then that our positive stuff becomes more noticeable and more of it. So where does this stuff come from? It comes from all over the place. It goes back to the womb. When we are growing in the womb, we relate to what we feel. And we feel what our mother's feeling, for sure, especially in the last 3 months. We probably feel what our fathers are feeling. And we can feel the vibrations of the outside world, and that can affect us. So that's a big deal. And what does an unborn child know? What can they say is positive or negative? Nothing. They just absorb. We absorb stuff from our parents, whether we like it or not. And when you think about it, how could we not? We are made up of our mother and our father, plus our relatives or grandparents going back generations. So we're going to be taking on that stuff, that as human conditioning. And some of that stuff is very, very valuable, or at least it was when it happened. But now in this day and age, it does not support who we are and what we want out of our lives. So it's reached its sell-by date. But if we don't know to address it, then it will just keep going on and on. And when we're born into a theta state. That's like a state of meditation. So we're not able to, as you know, to think or make decisions when we are first born. We just absorb, and we absorb what's around us. And what is around us is energy, behavior patterns, and other people's subconscious programming. So we absorb that. And it's not until we're about 6 or 7 that we're actually old enough to logically start to make our own decisions. And let's face it, when we're 6 or 7, we are not so experienced in making decisions. So we make those decisions on our 6 or 7 years life experience. So you can start to see that negative subconscious programming is happening before we're able to do very much about it at all. We also get a lot of programming from the media. You think about all the movies you watch, about love, about war, about people's interaction with each other. That gets to us, and that gets to become part of our programming. It will connect with something that's already there and build that. A big thing for kids now is social media telling you how you should be, how you shouldn't be, what you have to have, who likes you, who doesn't like you. This stuff is, I want to use the word evil, but what it does to kids is totally screw them up. And this is going into their subconscious programming, and they don't even know about it. So you can imagine, with just these few examples that I've given to you, and there are lots more, that if we want to make change, if we want to live to our full potential, we need to get into our negative subconscious programming and change it. One way to look at subconscious programming is just to imagine that your subconscious is a huge database, and it's constantly taking photographs, it's listening all the time. So whatever information is being given to that, it absorbs it, and it absorbs it without judgment. It's a computer. It just takes on stuff that you give it. So if it's being given negative stuff by you or the people around you, it doesn't know whether you want that or not. It just takes it on. And if you see that as a virus, like a virus in your computer, what happens? You get 1 or 2 viruses, it's no problem. You get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, then your computer starts to slow down, do things that you don't think it should, or prefer it doesn't. And if left unattended, that virus will get to all parts of your computer and eventually shut it down. That's a very simplistic way of looking at how subconscious programming happens. But I think it's great to see things simply, because when you do, then changing them is also a lot simpler. And as you know, fast track technique works with subconscious programming, because that's where I believe we need to go. And what's happening for me as I'm learning more and more about subconscious programming, and also as my ability to receive more information about people, my intuition grows, then fast track technique also grows. How can it not? It evolves me and I evolve it. There's no separation really. But what is so interesting for me at the moment is I've worked for so many years with subconscious programming, and I have a knowing about this stuff. And because I have that knowing, I don't have to go into the simple stuff anymore. Now, I didn't recognize this until just recently. And so what's happening with my clients now is they might come with an issue described as a typical issue. And fast track goes into their subconscious and it releases stuff way deeper than the actual issue and when it started. It starts to go into the reasons why we've had to have these experiences. It's totally phenomenal. So just as a for instance, and this has happened to more than once, I will have a client come and they've got problems with a relationship. And there will be all the stuff that they know about that relationship or the person that they're in the relationship with that is not fair, it's not true, they did that, this, they did that, I feel this, I feel that. Absolutely, all of that's true. And all of that is in the subconscious. But what happens is fast track goes to the places where the real help is needed. And you can bet your life that where fast track goes has got nothing to do with that particular issue. Same with money. People might want more money. They might want to stop making similar mistakes or similar programming. Absolutely, they will do that. But what fast track is able to do now is to go deeper than the actual issue and go to where it really, really started and why we've chosen to have these experiences. I can't tell you how impressed I am. And all I have to do is just show up and be friends with my amazing friend Fast Track Technique, and I'm able to guide you through this amazing system and find out why you're having to have these experiences. Release that, and then what that does, it actually neutralizes, I think that's a good word, neutralizes the actual issue that you came in with, because the charge has been taken out, because a bigger picture has been seen, and then we can install what you really, really want. If you have questions around any of this, or you'd like to go deeper yourself, please get in touch. It isn't that simple to explain what I'm trying to bring to you. I can share my enthusiasm and my knowing that working with the subconscious while also engaging your higher self, if that's appropriate, is absolutely key to getting even beyond the root cause of problems. So subscribe to me here on YouTube, go to my Facebook pages, and I would love to hear from you and see if there's any way I can help you be more of who you are with more fun, grace, and ease. Bye-bye.